Morning, all. Welcome back. So, we have 10 games tonight after a light night last night. And this is about as busy as you're going to get right now because of all the games that have been postponed at this point. We'll get to the ones that are postponed. These 5 teams that you see on this side of the board are all currently sidelined. And so, we have 10 games on. And this one is they still say it's happening, but we're not 100% sure between Anaheim and Vegas, but I'll preview it the same as all the rest. We have 3 starting at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. 3 starting an hour later than that, 1 a half an hour after that, and then the other 3 at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific. So we'll start things off in the East here with Pittsburgh in against the Islanders. They played on February 6th. The Islanders won that game 4-3. We'll see how Pittsburgh does tonight. For Pittsburgh, a notable for them at 5-5-1, Brian Rust, 2 goals and 6 assists. He's had a very good start to the season. And Pierre-Olivier Joseph has been excellent for them on the blue line. 7 games played, 1 goal, 4 assists for him. On the Islanders side, Eberle has got the goal scoring going. He's at 5 goals and 2 assists so far. And Adam Pelech with 3 assists. He's a defensive force for the New York Islanders. I thought I'd throw his name up there. And the Islanders 5-4-2. So whoever wins this game is in a better position to make the playoffs, even though it's far too early to really get into that yet in what's the group of death. 7 Eastern as well, 4 Pacific. The Battle of Florida. And this is the best record that these two teams have had at the same time this late in a season. Probably ever. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm going to say probably ever. That the Tampa Bay Lightning are 9-1-1 and Florida's 7-1-2. This is their first meeting this season of 8. This is what's finally going to tell us, so are Florida good or have they been playing weak opponents? And I think there's probably a little bit of an argument to be made for each. So tonight we'll see what happens with Tampa. Andre Palat with 5 goals, 3 assists. Low-key off to an excellent start. And Sergachev, he may not have a goal, but he has 9 assists so far this year. He's been solid. Patrick Hornqvist, 6 goals and 4 assists, has provided way more scoring than Dadonov did. And it's odd because while Hornqvist is an excellent garbage goal getting kind of guy, and he crashes the net a lot, it feels like his scoring's the best it's been in years. And Ekblad, 3 goals and 4 assists. Excellent start to the season for him through 10 games for Florida as well. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, the Edmonton Oilers, 8-7. In against the now 8-3-2 Montreal Canadiens. So Montreal plays Edmonton, and then on Saturday they play Toronto again. Now the advantage for Toronto is they don't play a game in between last night's against Montreal and the one on Saturday. So it's a bit of an advantage for Toronto there. For Edmonton, they lost both games at home, so they'll be looking for a measure of revenge tonight. They lost on January 16th, 5-1 to Montreal. Then they lost on January 18th, 3-1 to Montreal, so they'll be looking, like I said, for a little bit of revenge there. Kyler Yamamoto, 4 goals and 4 assists for him. Good, solid season so far for him. And Tyson Barrie, 2 goals and 9 assists, has had a really good bounce back from a down year in Toronto thus far in Edmonton. Nick Suzuki, 3 goals and 9 assists for him with Montreal. He did not record a point last night against Toronto. Romanov, 1 goal, 2 assists for him so far this season, and not as much scoring as you might expect when you're watching Montreal and you see how solid this kid really is. 3 points seems like it's not enough, and so at some point that's going to start to go up. So starting an hour later, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, we've got the 6-5-3 Columbus Blue Jackets in against the 6-4-4 Chicago Blackhawks, who are starting to garner some attention. Now, they've split the game so far. January 29th, Columbus won 2-1 in Chicago. And then 2 days later, on the 31st, Chicago won at home 3-1 over Columbus. So this is the rubber match so far. Again, they play each other 8 times. Jack Roslovic in 7 games in Columbus, 2 goals and 5 assists. He's playing quite well in Columbus. And Harrington's only played 2 games so far this year. He's got a goal and an assist in 2 games. So that's how when they finally give you a chance, you prove yourself out there. DeBrincat so far for Chicago, he's only played 10 games. He's got 6 goals and 6 assists. Like I said, the kid's back. And Ian Mitchell, 1 assist for him so far this year as a rookie. but what he brings to the table isn't the offense, it's on the defensive side, and he's got good numbers there. Also starting at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, Detroit is in against Nashville. Detroit's 3-9-2, and Nashville's 5-8. Nashville needs to win this. If Detroit wins this game tonight, they would then tie Nashville in points, and that's when you get into full disaster mode with the Nashville Predators. This is their first meeting this year. Zadina only played 7 games so far this year for Detroit. 1 goal and 3 assists, not too shabby. Stetcher with 3 helpers so far in a Detroit jersey. He's been playing better, I think, over the last couple of weeks than he did in the beginning. I think he's getting more comfortable with his teammates, and he's been good. Arvidsson, 2 goals and 5 assists for the Nashville Predators. I keep waiting for the goals that... I mean, he's around the net, and he's always prominent, but he's just not getting the goals. And Yossi, 2 goals and 4 assists, which is good. The -4 rating, though, is kind of problematic for the defending Norris Trophy winner. So far, he has not been at that same level, and we'll see whether or not he gets back to that. Now, also at 8 o'clock Eastern, the 7-4-1 Winnipeg Jets will be looking to add another win over the Ottawa Senators, who are 2-11-1. They've beaten them 3 times so far this year. Now, January 19th in Ottawa, Winnipeg wins 4-3 in Ottawa. In overtime, sorry. I say the OT and I go Ottawa. Overtime. And then January 21st, Winnipeg beats Ottawa 4-1. January 23rd, Winnipeg at home beats Ottawa 6-3. Tim Stützle, 4 goals, 2 assists for him for the Ottawa Senators. Goodbranson, 2 assists and a -13 plus-minus. That's an ouch. When you're a -13 through 14 games, problematic. Andrew Kopp, 4 goals and 8 assists for him in 12 games with the Winnipeg Jets. He's showing the offense that I always figured was there. Josh Morrissey off to a bit of a slow start, 4 assists and a -4 rating for him. So again, a little bit troubling there. We'll see if Morrissey's able to turn that around. And again, they do pretty well against Ottawa. We'll see if that storyline continues tonight. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. The Dallas Stars will be looking for their first win against Carolina in their 3rd try. January 30th, the 5-2-3 Dallas Stars lost to the 7-3 Carolina Hurricanes in Carolina 4-1. And on January 31st, Carolina beat Dallas 4-3 in a shootout. Trocheck, 6 goals, 3 assists for the Carolina Hurricanes. He's been very good so far. And Pesce, a goal and 4 assists. More points per game than you might expect from Brett Pesce. On the Dallas side, Gurianov, 4 goals and 5 assists for him. And John Klingberg, 2 goals, 8 assists for him, as Klingberg's off to an excellent start for the Dallas Stars. Then at 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern, the 6-5-1 Calgary Flames in against the 6-10 Vancouver Canucks. This homestand is kind of sort of already feeling like this is it. If Vancouver has a really poor homestand, then it's into better luck next year territory, although they're pretty much there in my eyes. Anyways, but if they can win 3 in a row against Calgary, it definitely helps their case, and maybe they start digging their way out. January 16th, Calgary beat Vancouver 3-0. January 18th, Calgary beat Vancouver 5-2. And those were both in Calgary. So we'll see what happens in Vancouver. Andrew Mangiapane, 3 goals and 3 assists. That whole line that he's on has been dynamite the last few games. So the Canucks are going to have to shut that down. And of course, Tanev has a goal and 2 assists. And the Canucks are going to need to find a way to score 5-on-5 against he and Hanifin. Brock Besser, 9 goals, 6 assists. Besser's been very good, and I do find diamonds in the rough when it comes to the Canucks. I think Besser's been good. I think Horvat's been good. But Edler with 4 assists has not. Edler, who over the last couple of seasons I've been very nice about. Previous seasons I had issues with, and we're back to the issues part of it. I don't know, maybe he's not 100%, but something just Edler's game has been lacking so far this year. So we'll see whether or not Vancouver can turn things around against Calgary. Then also at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, fingers crossed this game takes place. The 8-1-1 Vegas Golden Knights at home against the 5-6-3 Anaheim Ducks. So I'm trying not to say Arizona, and that's what happens. But Anaheim, of course, coming out of that last game, we didn't have a media availability, and Nosek tested positive. And so there's some concern they're going to do rapid testing before the game. And they're saying it's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see. Again, it's on the board. Last I checked, it's happening. They might rule it out later this morning, of course, but we'll see. 5-6-3 record for Anaheim, 8-1-1 record for Vegas. Vegas has won all 3 meetings between these teams so far, all of them in Vegas. So after tonight, the other 4 meetings are all in Anaheim. Vegas won 5-2 on January 14th. They won in overtime 2-1 on January 16th. And then 2 nights ago, they won 5-4 in a game that probably should have gone to overtime, but Anaheim unable to keep things tight and get that point. Maxime Comtois, 5 goals, 2 assists. On a team where most of the players are starved for goals, Comtois has been pretty decent. Shattenkirk, 4 assists so far for the Anaheim Ducks. I don't know why I want to say Arizona. Arizona is nowhere on the board. Nowhere on the board. Just one of those, my brain isn't waking up things and it's fighting back. Pacioretty, 6 goals and 5 assists for the Vegas Golden Knights. He's been pretty good, and White Cloud is starting to get things rolling. 2 goals and an assist. There's more offense there than that 3 points would necessarily tell you. And then the last game, San Jose in against the LA Kings. San Jose now 5-5-1, finishes their road trip at 12 games against the LA Kings, who are 3-6-3. Of course, these teams met 2 nights ago. It was a shootout win for San Jose, 4-3, and it doesn't matter so much how you get the wins, it's that you're getting the wins. And for San Jose, if they can win tonight and go to 6-5-1, they'd be above 500 on a 12-game road trip. For San Jose, Logan Couture, 6 goals, 4 assists, continues to be a leader, and Brent Burns, 3 goals and 4 assists. I think Burns has had a better start this year than he had last year. I think he's been better so far than last year. Carlson, I'm still on the fence with Carlson as to whether or not this is going to be a resurgent season for him or not. I'm leaning towards probably not. Kopitar, 3 goals and 12 assists. All he does is produce points and play fantastic defensively for the LA Kings. And Doughty, 3 goals and 5 assists. The points are there. Defensively, see, this is the thing. Defensively, you could kind of point at the numbers that Doughty puts up and say, well, he's not very good defensively anymore. However, he plays a lot of minutes on a team that is not a contender at this stage. So when you play a lot of minutes on a team that's not that good, you're probably going to end up on the ice for a lot of goals against. So anyways, there you go. You guys are all set for tonight's games. Let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And I'm very glad that I do the previews this way now, because the old format, which was just, basically the same as the review boards, these 10-game previews very often took a half an hour. Insane. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Do hit like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you again soon.